Greetings fellow traders, this is Max and welcome to my Sunday market analysis, where I'm gonna analyze the market and share with you my top trades for the upcoming week. And as you can see, this week I have selected 5 pairs with really interesting trade setups that I'm really excited to share with you now. It's been a while since I've had that many pairs on my list, but I can tell you this week is going to be an interesting week for my strategy, which is why we are not going to lose any more time and we will start right with it. And later on in the video we will have a look at 2 pairs from last week to see how those pairs have performed, so stay tuned until the end of the video for that. So let's start here with the pair AUDCAD. So why have I selected this pair? This pair has been in a really decent and continuous uptrend in the last time, and right now, as you can see, we've had pretty much some kind of double top here, and the market or the price had a rejection of this level. You could say it's the 0.975 round psychological level here that has been rejected twice, meaning this could become some kind of double top and it's going to be a rejection for a bigger correction to the downside. So my plan is to react to the price action accordingly. I have 2 scenarios in mind here. I am looking for the price to push further down, have a retest of the 0.96 round psychological level and the area of interest, an area where the price has experienced support and resistance in the past. And depending on what the price is going to do in this area, when it's going to have a retracement, I will plan my entry accordingly. So it's either going to be a long position to profit off of a continuation to the upside, or it's going to be a short position to profit off of a bigger correction in the future. So on a lower time frame, I will just watch and observe the price action here to see what it's doing, whether it's going to push to the downside, then have a small liquidity grab and experience some rejection to continue to the downside, or we'll have some kind of higher low here, and then there's going to be an indication to open a long position and it's going to indicate a potential continuation to the upside. So those are the 2 scenarios I'm looking here on AUDCAD, and depending on the price action I'm going to make a decision. Let's go on to the next pair, which is AUDJPY, and on AUDJPY I'm purely and exclusively looking for a potential long position. So as you can see, we've had this kind of distribution here, or just price moving sideways, and it has experienced some resistance here at the 111.5 round psychological level. The price broke through this level and it came down back into this area, and now I want to see and observe what price is going to do in this area here. Ideally I want to see a liquidity grab again below this area, then a strong rejection of it, and maybe then some kind of higher low, maybe a double rejection of this area to open a long position, because as you can see, price tends to retest areas twice, so that then the second rejection is going to be some kind of bigger rejection than the one before, and that's pretty much the case. That has been the case here even 3 times. As you can see, first time it tested this area and then continued to the upside, but now we have some kind of double rejection here and the price just continued to the upside. So ideally I want to see some kind of double rejection here as well around the 111.5 round psychological level and area of interest, and then I would open a long position. If the price breaks through this level, I'm not sure if I would consider a short position here, as we are pretty much in a really strong uptrend so far, but of course we are pretty much at an all-time high, so it makes sense to also look for short positions here. But for now I'm just going to see what the price is going to do and observe. Ideally, as I said, I would be looking for a long position here. Even on the weekly chart, you can see the recent weekly candlestick has left a really big wick to the upside and has a nice green body, so that indicates that we might get a wick down and a wick fill in the coming week. Hopefully that will be the case and I can profit off of that price continuation. Next pair on my list is AUDUSD, and on AUDUSD I'm exclusively looking for a short position, and the reason is that price has been moving sideways around this area here, the 0.705 round psychological level, and it has had some kind of break below, then a break above again, and as you can see, the price has just violently reversed to the downside, and I believe that this is a sign that we are going to experience a bigger correction after this huge long uptrend for a while now. And my chance or my idea to profit off of the correction to the downside is going to be that I want to see price coming back into the 0.705 round psychological level here. I want to see price price rejecting it a second time, and then on the lower time frame I would be looking for my price formation and price action that's indicating to me we are going to experience a rejection, and then I would open a short position. Of course, we could just bounce off of that level or the price level where it is right now. As you can see, price has experienced some support around here, but depending on what the price is going to do in this area when it's coming back on the daily chart, for example, or even the weekly chart, we are having quite some really neutral candlesticks here, weekly candlesticks. And now I just want to see price retesting it a second time, then give me my entry signal on the lower time frame, which is going to be maybe some kind of double rejection of this area or just a shift of structure in general to then open a short position. I'm going to wait for it to come back into this area and then make my decision based off of the price action here. The next pair on my list is NZDUSD, and on NZDUSD I am looking for some short positions, or actually just one short position in particular, and that's going to be the position when the price is going to retest the 0.585 round psychological level. And it's also an area of interest. It has experienced support recently, or support in the past, then resistance, and it did experience quite some support here recently, and now I hope it will experience some resistance. So I'm going to wait a couple days. It's probably going to take to hopefully double retest this 0.585 round psychological level, and if it's rejecting it the second time, then I would like to open a short position here on NZDUSD to profit off of the continuous movement to the downside, probably to the 0.57 round psychological level. Price tends to retest this or retest significant levels twice and reject those twice, and I hope it's going to do the same here in this area. And if it does, then that's going to be my entry signal to open the short position here in NZDUSD and profit off of the correction or the continuous movement to the downside. Of course, it's important to be patient here. It might not happen in the coming week, but maybe the week after. But right now it's on my list, and I'm really looking for it to maybe even reject this weekly 50 EMA here, and maybe the 50 EMA on the daily chart will come closer to this area and it's going to reject it. But that's all in the future, we don't know about yet, so I'm just going to watch and observe price action and react accordingly. And the final pair on my main list is USDCHF, and you probably remember USDCHF and you can think of the trade that I'm looking for, and it's also a short position on USDCHF. You can see I still have the marker from last time. We have had the 0.79 round psychological level here, and it broke below it. It has never retested it, but right now the price has come back into this area, and I'm looking for the signal that it's going to be rejected again, and that's going to be the retest and hopefully then a continuation to the downside. Of course, it's important to be really careful here because we are almost at an all-time low. At least recently we've been in a really strong downtrend, and we are in an area where we could experience a correction to the upside. I was anticipating it in the past already, but it has not happened. But right now the price is in this zone, and on a lower time frame, for example the 4 hour, I would like to see some kind of double rejection of this area, what the price had experienced in the past. As you can see, the price tends to double reject an area. Even here we had a break and then a retest of this area and then a continuation to the upside, and that's pretty much what I would like to see here. Basically a strong rejection, then some kind of lower high to show me the shift of structure in the price movement, and that's going to be my entry signal for a short position on USDCHF, with the first profit target probably being the recent lowest low here, so the 0.76 round psychological level or a little above that. That's pretty much what I would like to profit off of, and it's just important to be patient here, observe the price action. Maybe of course price is going to just shoot to the upside and then have a retest of this area and then just going to continue to the upside. That can all happen, but that's why I'm just going to wait and observe and then react to the price action that the price on USDCHF is presenting me. Right now it's looking really like there's going to be some kind of short position, maybe not in the coming week. It could also be that it's just going to be some kind of neutral week as we had experienced here in the past, and that's when I have to maybe open the short position only in 2 weeks and not in the coming week. But of course, as I said, it's just going to be some waiting game now and see what the price is doing in this area. And that's already it with the main list of this Sunday market analysis. Now let's have a look at 2 pairs from last week and see how those pairs have performed and we have here EURJPY. And on EURJPY, I was looking for a potential long position after price broke above this 183 round psychological level. I was expecting some kind of higher low here to open a long position and profit off of the price continuation to the upside. And if you remember, I even opened a long position here, but I closed it recently when it came back to my entry or slightly below my entry, because I saw that price movement was just too slow and it would not continue to the upside as I would have liked it to see. And as you can see, it would have stopped me out anyways. The price just totally collapsed and it did not hold on to this uptrend, and I saved myself from a bigger loss. It's kind of unfortunate, but it moved into my favor at first, but then it had the bigger correction to the downside. But of course, that's why you use a stop loss in case you're wrong. So now this looks like kind of a head and shoulders pattern, so maybe we are going to experience a bigger correction to the downside, but that's all in the future. We just have to see what it's going to do. But that trade was unfortunately a fail. And the other pair that I have on my list is GBP NZD, and I was looking for a long position recently, and what you can see, price has actually moved to the upside, and it's really unfortunate I could not profit off of that position or profit off of that trade idea. What you can see, we have rejected this 2.26 round psychological level several times, and that should have been my chance to open the long position here on GBP NZD, and it broke just above it. Then we had some kind of correction, but unfortunately it did not come down back into the 2.27 round psychological level so that I could get a second chance to open a long position here. No, it just continued to the upside, and that trade is pretty much gone for me. I totally missed looking on GBP NZD, and I did not really observe it clearly that this was some solid formation here, and now we might have the correction up to this round psychological level here. So that trade is pretty much gone, but it went into my direction if I decided to open the long position here. And that's already it with this week's Sunday market analysis. Of course, I've looked at the other pairs too, and I've only set trade alarms there, and if any of those alarms getting triggered, I will have a look at the respective pair again. If you want to get notified whenever that happens, or if you want to get notified whenever I open or close a position, and if you want to receive regular trade updates on my actual running trades, then you can just join my free Telegram channel. I will put the link to it into the video description. You will also find a link to my other socials there. If you liked the video, leave a thumbs up, and if you did not like the video, leave a dislike, and feel free to comment what you did not like about the video so that I can improve my videos in the future. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below and I will try to answer your questions. Of course, subscribe to not miss out on any future Sunday market analysis, and thank you for watching. I wish you a successful trading week. Remember to manage your risk properly, and see you next Sunday.